Good evening and welcome to 5 a Day with Jay. I am your host, J.R. Murdock. How are you this evening? Thank you so much for joining me. So glad you could be here. Editing. I have been going through all of the books. Down to 3. 2.5, really. I'm almost done with the second Almost Superheroes book. It was fascinating going through the first one. I really, as I keep going through these later books, I'm excited to get them out there. The first V&A shipping book, which is what really introduced people to my style of writing, a lot of people really loved. I did a lot with that book that I didn't intend to do, which is where I discovered that I'm a discovery writer, a pantsing writer, a right into the dark writer. I love vaguely knowing what's going to happen and just letting the events roll out as they may happen. It's fun finding out what that bit in between is. And I love what's happening in these other books. What I intended for this series isn't what's happening with this series. It was intended to be more humorous. Is it that humorous? It's got a little humor element in it, obviously. You have to have a little humor to break up tension in any story. So it does have a little bit of humor, but I'm having a blast just going through, cleaning these up, getting them ready to go, and it's coming together so well. I'm so pleased with the way these stories are working out. Applying the edits is allowing me to go through the entire story again, something I haven't done in some time. The last 2 books I'm going to edit will be the Giant Robot books, which will lead me into GRPC 3. And that will allow me to get back into the flow of that story rolling through. It's the fact that I've got everything else cleaned up and ready. It's becoming a reality that this is going to be ready to go. By May 5th, it will be ready. I'll be able to hit the ground running and just go. The more I think about it, the more I don't want to overpromise what I'm planning on doing. But again, I have a lot of the work done and behind me. It's a matter of now just getting the new content ready to go. A new book every 2 months is possible for me to write, and that will give me enough of a backlog to keep this thing rolling. The more I think about it, the more I do want to write the 4th series as 4 books, not 3 books. My intention was to write the military sci-fi trilogy as 3 books, just a trilogy, but it's going to be 4. It wraps everything in nicely. That way I'll have 4 V&A shipping, 4 Almost Superheroes, 4 Giant Robot Planetary Competition, and 4 Galactic Wars. Exciting to get all of those books wrapped up. It'll be a 4x4. Boom. It's going to be really fun to get all of them done. The only piece I really don't know where I'm going to go with is those 4 military sci-fi books. The Galactic War. That's what this is all building into, is a huge galactic war. All of the books, all of the series are interlaced to a degree. If you've watched any of the DC movies, any of the Marvel movies, you know how each series has a little dip in there. I'm trying to work that in and weave those into the new books that I'm writing. I'm having fun getting that done. I'm having a blast twisting everything together. Even going back and editing Billy Barbarian, I see where Phil came from and how Phil Smith is tied into the rest of the universe as a whole. It's really neat to see. Although Billy Barbarian is not going to be part of the V&A shipping universe, there will be things that tie into the Billy Barbarian series that happen in the rest of the books. My plan at this point is, when I get these 16 books complete, is to write the second Billy Barbarian book. Because I'm still going to have those fresh in my head, and events that happen in that book will impact what happens in the Billy Barbarian universe, even if they're not directly impacted. There will be hints as to what happened in the Billy Barbarian books. My plan after that is to work on finishing the Estelle books, unless I get really good traction from the V&A shipping universe books. It's going to be a 16 book collection. If I can get traction with that collection out there, pardon me one second. If I can get traction with that collection of 16 books, and I get a fan base rolling on this, let's do this. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some advertising. It's going to take me getting back out there into the wild and go, hey, look what I've done. Because I spent so much time not putting stuff out, not being consistent, and now I'm going to go and be consistent to the nth degree. It's going to take time to rebuild people's trust in my brand. My brand has been tarnished because of poorly edited books, poorly covered books, poorly blurbed books, and I need to fix all of that. That's my goal with doing what I'm doing. I'm also, if you're interested in looking for beta readers, if you want to beta read my entire body of work, let me know. I'm going to start building a spreadsheet, get everyone added on there, and make sure that I know when you've been sent a book and when I've gotten your response back from reading that book. It all begins May 5th with launching the next title. I haven't released the schedule of what I'm going to put out, but again, it's going to be ebook, short story, print book, short story. Every 4 weeks. Boom, 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 boom. Just keep the content rolling out every Wednesday starting May 5th. I'm just going to keep it rolling out. The fact that I have such a backlog of material is it doesn't seem real to me that I've written that much work. And it's going to be really interesting to get it out into people's hands and hear what they have to say. I'm going to do my best to avoid reviews. I will probably be like many people where I'll avoid it for a time and then come back. I'm going to do my best to avoid looking at sales information. Again, do my best, but I will probably go and look just to see how are things progressing. I do want to make sure I learn about Amazon ads, Facebook ads, and see how those work. I know some people have good traction with those, some people don't. It'll take time, and slowly by word of mouth, I hope to build this back up. I need to reach out to podcasters that I've known, and hey, I'm interested in being interviewed for a podcast. Again, I've got this YouTube channel, I've got my TikTok channel, I've got all of my social media channels. I've already reached out to my good friend Mike Plested, and he and I will be talking later this week to see what we can get rolling. He and I want to get something going again. He's also working on ramping up his writing once again. I would love to get another Jack Kane book dropped into this whole mix of what we've got going on. That would be freaking awesome to get that third book written and out there. We've had it plotted for years, just like we had book 2 plotted, and it just took us time to get it written. Unfortunately, we need to make sure we don't slack off. We need to make sure we get the next book out there and keep that series rolling. Love working with Champagne Press. They're wonderful to work with. It's been a great ride. I want to keep that relationship fresh and moving forward. As for all of the material I'm working on, it's all thumbs up from me. I'm really happy with the edits. I'm happy with the way everything's going. Again, it's an excitement I haven't felt in a long time with my writing. My writing, for me, has been... no one's reading it. No one's looking at it. Again, I take full responsibility. What I attempted to do when I first started publishing was, I'm going to publish the first in all these different series and see which one takes off. I didn't give a series enough life to keep it moving. And that's when, as I was writing the Giant Robot Planetary Competition, the first book, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a bigger story than what I'm thinking about. Even when I first started Almost Superheroes, my whole thing was, oh my gosh, this ties in so well to what I'm working over on V&A shipping. Wait, all of this just weaves together in a nice little mesh so well. And I wanted to write military sci-fi. Hey, that all ties in really well. The second Almost Superhero books has a little bit of military sci-fi in it. Nothing extreme. That's not what I write about right now, but I'm going to do some more research, do some reading in that genre, and see, okay, where do I need to go? How deep does the military action need to be with military sci-fi? Is it just including the ranks and realizing how people work together? Don't know, we'll find out. But I'm going to have fun doing it. My apologies for the dog barking in the background. At any rate, I'm going to keep it short tonight. Got Member Dirta shot, number 1. Excited about that as well. Already got the appointment for shot number 2. Things are moving along. I need to go find out what the baby's barking at. I've been JR. You've been awesome. Until next time.